Okay, this is part 2 of labor and delivery again. I'm stupid. I wasn't watching the time. I was going like 13 something. So, anyway, make a long story short, the nurses and, well, the doctor on Thursday was just annoying the crap out of me. Nobody was listening to me, and I was in pain, and at one point they had to give me morphine because I was in so much pain with my left side that, and I was feeling it in my abdomen and everything, and that's the only thing they would give me. And so then Friday, at this point, I think Thursday night, late night, they finally let me have a clear liquid diet, which consisted of Jello and juice, because I had not had anything for like 2.5 days. And Lee was getting extremely annoyed. He kept asking if I could eat. No, I couldn't eat because they were doing this test, this test, this test. So, Friday, like around 12:30, 12:45, the nurse or the doctor that admitted me came in, and sorry, I'm watching her. Came in, she checked me. She came back with another doctor. She said, because you're still bleeding, we think it's a tear. You've dilated to 2 centimeters. You're in active labor now. I was in a regular labor pattern with my contractions. She said, you're having contractions, you're in labor, we're taking you in. Which is a big surprise to me because I thought I was going home. So, because nobody was listening to me. She said, we're going in. So Lee was about to go get Gabriel. And he said, what'd she going in? They're like within 45 minutes. They had me prepped and everything ready to go within like 25 minutes. I got back there. They did the spinal, which I don't like needles. I was really anxious about Lee not being there with me with a needle thing. It seemed like forever they got me prepped. My blood pressure dropped. So, and I got nauseous at the same time because they hadn't pushed enough IV fluids through me. So they had to give me medication to combat that. Kept asking for Lee because it seemed like they were going to start it before he even like got back there. So they did start. It took them like 15 minutes to get him out. Lee was watching through the fluorescent lights on the ceiling. Everything they did. That he watched them pull him out. He screamed, he cried. His APGAR, I believe, was 8. Lee cut the umbilical cord. They said he looked good. He was a little bit blue. So they gave him oxygen. Hi, baby.
What are you going?
I'm doing video. So they gave him a little oxygen. They brought him over to me to see. They were gonna take him to NICU for observation. They thought he'd be fine. Then they took me back to recovery, so I had to leave.
You okay? You got mail. Who's baby Willie?
Baby just got mail. Why don't they just sound like the Blue's Clues? We just got a letter. So they took me. I had to be able to move my legs and stuff before they take me out of recovery. And then they took me over to NICU. Well, apparently in the time between the time he was born and they took him over there, as soon as he got to the NICU, he had respiratory problems. So they had put him on CPAP. So, over there, he was already on CPAP and everything. So that's the first time I've been through the NICU stuff before, but he had a lot more stuff hooked up to him than what Gabriel did. So, they'd only let me see him for like a couple minutes, and they took me to my room. I wasn't allowed to have anything to eat until the next day. Again. I had started pumping and everything. He's been on strictly breast milk since the beginning. Well, I was pumping, but they weren't giving it to him yet because they didn't feed him until like I think the day or two after he was born. he was off CPAP within, I believe, 3 days. He was getting better. Then he developed jaundice. So they had him under the bilirubin lights for about 2 days. Then it went away. As soon as it dropped a little bit, they took him off, which they shouldn't have done because they took him off for like a day. His levels went back up. And then by 2 days, they were up real high, so they put him back on because he was supposed to leave by Saturday. Saturday is a week after he was born. So he'd been a week and a day old. I had gotten out on Monday. Mama, she had taken my staples out. I was healing okay. I had a real hard time dealing with the fact that he was in NICU and I wasn't going home with him. I think that's the hardest part because the same thing happened with Gabriel. I never got to experience the fact of leaving the hospital with a baby, like after you birth them. That was really hard for me to deal with. So he didn't come home that Saturday. They ended up putting him back on the jaundice lights, and then he had to stay in a room air crib for 24 hours after that. So they ended up releasing him on Tuesday. He was eating breast milk the whole time. I've been pumping. They were feeding him from the bottles for the most part. He latched on like twice.
No, I was afraid. I cried. I'm not afraid of nothing.
Oh yeah. Lee. By the time, because it was a big disappointment. They said he couldn't get out on Saturday. Lee started getting really frustrated. He actually broke down and cried with his sister because he'd never been through the NICU experience before. He was afraid something was going to happen to him because they kept getting setbacks. I was upset about it, but I knew that, preemies go through setbacks, and I was upset he couldn't be home. So he got used to the bottle in the NICU, so I've been pumping, and he's been taking it from bottles for the most part. He has latched on. He doesn't particularly like to stay on longer because of the bottles, but we're working on that. So I ideally do not want to supplement, but I don't know. So I will do a video, I guess, now about update on him with his weight and everything. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.